So negatively, some of the things is that a number of people basically were, and they were almost like geniuses. I saw them, you know, they had qualities that you just couldn't, and I mean, cognitive qualities. And, you basically saw them basically die off and get caught up in the drug thing. And it's weird because, they had less opportunities than everybody else and more dangerous fought with their lives, and they got caught up in the drug thing, and that just killed them. In any community, when you offer drugs like hard drugs, like cocaine, amphetamines, and stuff like that, you're going to have people with less opportunities take those into their life, and they end up destroying their lives.
Right.
So that's what I saw happening. That is the basis of all the negative stuff I saw. Communities crumble by and that's for somebody else's greed, or what we call urban planning.
Um, eh, what about the music and food?
It was great. Music is so funny because um, when I was growing up, my mom kept me away from a lot of the nightlife stuff. I still gravitated towards it. There was this group called the South Miami DJs. It was run by a guy named, his nickname was Tiny Head, but we his last name was Dupree, and it was a big thing. I mean, big. They would have block parties out for basically for people like me, and they would go on to the night. And so they had a group of people who were like older guys, I don't want to say names, but I mean, he's still around now, and they're still doing stuff, real good stuff, for the community. Matter of fact, and so I was in what they would call phase two, like the younger guys trying to get up and be DJs and stuff. But I couldn't do it because my mom was like, "Nah, you're not gonna end up doing that." So the music was like great. So we listened to a lot of music that was um, drum and bass, which you had like Ralph McDonald's Dance of Drummers Beat, a lot of stuff like the Barge. I think I was telling you about that. Obviously, a lot of the Motown stuff, but even then it got into new age stuff like Gary Newman and the Cars. I mean, it was always an eclectic amount of music there. And you have the Caribbean, soca, the Spanish influence, always going to have the African influence, no matter what, or it comes from American music, or it comes from the music from the Caribbean, or it comes from music from actually West Africa. So you're always going to have that. I just liked music so much, and I think a lot of people did. But one thing I liked all types of music. If it was good, I liked it. As you know, I run around here, you know, trying to play the guitar, which I don't. And I love Hendrix. I love all the guitar guys. As you know, I love Prince, and Prince was a big. I'll tell you what's so great about this. And people don't really talk about this too much. Is there was a back part what they used to call the Chitlin Circuit, and you still had people like Patrice Rushen, Prince, Grace Jones. They would actually come to like the high school gyms and set up. Yeah. And they would play music and you'd be like shocked. Like you would see, really good people like Lakeside and stuff like that. They would set up and be in Miami. And I mean their tickets were like what, $4 or something crazy. Like, you see all these people and they would tour like promoters would put them in high school gyms. It was nuts. It was crazy. And so you got a chance to see all those great people.
I guess that's another positive aspect about growing up in Miami.
Now the food was great. As you know, you had a mixture of all these foods.
Mhm.
I remember the first time I ever had conch salad, which is a ceviche, and I think I made it for you. and you liked it, and I think everybody likes it. People even like us, it's so colorful, um, conch fritters, which you had down in Key West. Those are made by Africans,
Mhm.
the whole thing. And so, and then when you get to the Cuban part, you get paella. Paella is good. It's yellow rice, shrimp, clams. It's just phenomenal, And so that's like one thing altogether. Then the Bahamian, what they would have, it would be fish and grits, but it'd be stewed grouper and grits. And it's like phenomenal, man. Great stuff like that. And then you have the Southern barbecues, you know, just things like that. Slow cooked pork butt, basically you make shaved pork, pulled pork. And I mean, it's just phenomenal stuff like that. So
And of course, coffee, Cuban.
yeah, you
My
like the
favorite.
Cuban coffee, but I've always been a tea guy,
Yeah, you don't drink coffee, but
right? And I've always been a tea guy, and I think where that came from, tea to me when I spoke to people, we had an author who lived down the street from me, and he was just real nice to the kids and stuff like that, and he talked about writing right there, and he drank tea, and I thought that was like real cool, because you watch all the you know, movies and stuff like that, and tea is in there. Very rarely you ever heard anybody say, "Oh, I'm drinking a cup of coffee" or something like that. It was always tea. It was always called like very aristocratic, and so like tea.
well, thank you very much. That was very interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome.